Greetings, magical mavens! In this video, I'm going to show you how I transformed my boring old TV into an enchanted mirror that takes my magical witch's cottage aesthetic to the next level. Let's face it, TVs. We've all got them, and they're all ugly. But they don't have to be. With just a few simple and affordable materials, many of which you might already have lying around in your craft closet, along with a little pinch of magic, you can transform any television into an inspiring work of art that looks like it actually belongs on your gallery wall. All you need for this project are a flat screen TV, some ornate wooden framing from the hardware store, and either have it cut there in the correct dimensions or you'll need something to cut it with, some very strong glue. I used Gorilla Super Glue Sticks with my hot glue gun, some 3D fabric paint, fine art paintbrushes and acrylic paints, and some clear lacquer to polish everything off. Optionally, you can also add in any fun little design elements that you have hiding in your craft box. So the first step is obviously to attach your frame panels to the frame of your TV. You just want to make sure that they are cut at a perfect 45-degree angle, and you want to align the innermost measurement of the frame with the innermost measurement of the frame of your TV so that it covers it perfectly. Now, as for me, I actually challenged myself to make this a zero-budget project. So I actually used scrap pieces of wood, and they were not exactly the right sizes. So I kind of Frankensteined them together in a clever way. I don't necessarily recommend you do that, but I made it work. One thing I will say is you definitely want to make sure that you have good glue for this. At the time that I'm recording this voiceover, it has been several months since I've actually finished the project, and I can say that the Gorilla Glue held up perfectly. Now, you could do this in a little bit of a different order than I did as well. If you wanted to paint your design onto your frame before attaching it to the TV so that you could actually sit down and paint in a comfortable position, that would be a very good idea. I didn't end up doing it that way. So what I ended up doing was laying the TV down and painting it that way. Now, depending on how painterly you are, you can make this a really elaborate design, or you could make it super simple. You could paint it all one color, you could do your shading in any way you like. I just decided to take a really small paintbrush and kind of use the design of the wood as a coloring book, and I just kind of colored in the leaves and vines. I wanted my frame to have a sort of enchanted green witch vibe to it, so I went with neutral colors, but I also chose glittery and metallic colors to kind of give it like an elvish or faerie-ish feel. I just played around with layers and layers of paint until it looked the way I wanted it to. Now, because I actually didn't quite have enough of this framing, I discovered that I had just the right amount and in just the right shapes and sizes that I could have a little cutout area at the top that ended up being the perfect little window where I could place this wooden decal that I had found at the thrift store years earlier and had never known what to do with. You can find these types of things in craft stores and hardware stores. And as for this little cherub, he looks like he belongs on there, doesn't he? But actually, I think I found him somewhere. It had obviously fallen off of something. It was probably the parking lot of the thrift store, actually. I had him sitting around waiting for the perfect use, and this was it. I cleaned everything up and kind of sealed the design all together using some gold dimensional fabric paint, one of my very favorite craft supplies. The final step is simply to seal everything into place using a clear lacquer. This is technically an optional step, but I tend to like to do this anytime that I am refurbishing any type of wood furniture because it really makes it have that clean, professional finish that takes it to the next level and adds shine, and also keeps it easy to clean because trying to keep dust off of a piece of raw wood, not really ideal. And that is it, Magical Mavens. It's one of those projects that's very simple and self-explanatory in its concept, but it can take a lot of time and effort. So if you're one of those crafty folks like me, who likes to do a simple but very immersive art project every once in a while that really pulls you out of the daily grind at the end of the day when you sit down to work on it, this is an awesome meditative project that you are going to love, and you're going to be so proud of it when it's finished. Unlike other TVs out there that you can buy already framed or even custom frames that you can have added to your TV, this one has your own little bit of fairy dust in it because every single inch of it is your very own work of art. And now when you watch your favorite magical movies on screen, it'll feel a little bit like you are the Snow White Queen gazing into your magical mirror, watching the goings-on of a magical realm far away. If you enjoy these types of wacky and wonderful ways to whimsify your home, even if you're renting and can't do super permanent things to the building itself, then I invite you to subscribe to my channel. You'll love some of my other videos like this one where I transformed a boring window into a faux stained glass window using all materials that, again, were just lying around in my studio and can be removed when I move out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Blessed be!
Who is the fairest of them all?